Back here, first things first. Yesterday, it was announced the Patriots wide receiver Josh Gordon has been suspended indefinitely for violating the terms of his reinstatement under the substance abuse policy. The 27-year-old wideout had been suspended by the NFL for most of the previous 4 seasons because of multiple drug violations. CC, there are a few NFL players who have the perspective that you have when it comes to substance abuse. What was your reaction to Josh Gordon's latest suspension?
My reaction is fairly normal, the disappointment. But there's Josh Gordon, there's 2 different things that you should look at. Let's look at the football player, and let's act as if he tore his Achilles yesterday in practice. What will we be talking about today? Man, they got a gaping hole as far as a wide receiver. Tom Brady, I talked to Tom Brady. I was with Mr. Kraft. We went to Israel, and he happened to call Tom, and he put me on the phone. We were on the bus and everything, and I told Tom, man, I'm signing with New England. He's like, man, about time. They keep giving me all these small guys. I keep telling them I want a big guy to be able to throw to. Chris, please. And we were joking and everything, but that part of Tom has been true. Since Randy Moss has left there, they have not had a receiver who had some type of height. And when you're throwing the ball outside, like he takes advantage in the pump seams and down the middle of the field with Gronk, he loves to be able to throw the ball high to a target like that. Hadn't been able to have that on the outside. They haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver in New England, a wide receiver, not tight end, wide receiver in New England since 2007. So right now, they are challenged as far as what they're going to do outside. The rest of their wide receivers, they don't have a number 2 wide receiver. Because you think, let's Gronk. Gronk is a number 1. On any team, say what you want, Gronk is a number 1. Edelman, he's not a number 2. Edelman is a system guy, slot only. He can't play outside. Philip Dorsett has been a disappointment, not only in Indianapolis, but when they traded for him since he's been in New England. We know Hogan is limited in what he can do, is not great off the bump and run, is not a constant deep threat that Brady would like. Cordell Patterson, he's a special teams player. He's a better tailback than he is a wide receiver. So if he had tore his Achilles yesterday in practice, these would be the things I would be concerned about. Tom Brady not playing the best football that we've seen of him, probably the worst football in the last...
Certainly in the last 5 years.
Okay, in the last 5 years, in his wide receiving core depleted. Gronk, not himself. So now they can play football in a phone booth.
Right.
Because they don't have no talent. They can't stretch the defense. And if you look at Brady and their ability to be able to blitz him, right now I'm getting after him because I ain't scared of none of the wide receivers. From a human standpoint.
Before you get to that part of it, just because I don't want to go back to football. On the football side, just to echo what Cece's saying, Edelman's 5'10". Hogan might be 6'1". Patterson's the only guy on the team that is legitimately taller than 6'1", and they are more comfortable with him as a running back at this point and as a kick returner. They are now so incredibly reliant on Sony Michel's ability to run the football. And we've seen him already since he was drafted deal with 3 separate injuries. And so with Gronk, it does not look to me like Gronk is saving something for the end of the year. It looks like Gronk is running on empty trying to get to the end of the year. So what this does from them from the X's and O's standpoint is this is a huge loss, and it was one that I will say in the days after Josh Gordon was signed, and this will lead you to the human standpoint, it seemed like the vast majority of media was like, man, Patriots got over on someone again. Got a star wide receiver.
Or if anyone can right that ship, it's going to be.
And we talked about how that if Bill Belichick could cure Josh Gordon, he's misusing his resources as a football coach. He should be helping the public, and that this was. I would be surprised if the Patriots didn't have some form of contingency plan, even if they don't have it in personnel, because unfortunately, this can't be shocking to anyone. This can't strike anyone as, oh my God, I can't believe this news. It's unfortunate that it was maybe a little predictable that something like this was going to happen.
To this day, I'm 28 years, 3 months, over 14 million minutes being sober. I was shocked. As much as I deal with, as much I counsel people, I'm involved with people who run a rehab on a daily basis. I'm shocked. I'm shocked of how powerful the disease and addiction is in people's life. When people said, oh man, people were consumed by the thought that Josh Gordon with his locker next to Tom Brady, that would be enough. Well, let me tell you my first 3 years who I had. I had one of the greatest human beings, Reggie White, talk to me every day. Man, he dropped words of wisdom on me that was beyond, even at that point, my understanding. I didn't even know what kind of man I was dealing with until I got away from there, until my life was ruined almost, and I went to Minnesota. And then I realized, wow, I had that available to me, but the addiction, it blinded me. I knew this would be more pressure. I knew that all the eyeballs on New England. I thought it would turn out in a way like this. I'm still shocked because I know the pressure of addiction and what it does to families. And I know the lies that we as addicts that we tell those in our innermost close circle that they don't even know us. They think you can walk with people like this in life and you will not know them. And to be able to let down that team and that organization. That's one reason why I hate team sports. Tom Brady's sitting there going home with his family, getting ready for a game against Buffalo. Now his number one wide receiver can't play because his addiction supersedes anything else. It was more important for Josh to do whatever he did to violate the policy than for him to be able to show up to work. So this is what I'm calling for. The Players Association and Roger Goodell. We got to get rid of the drug testing as far as street drugs and marijuana because we're not helping guys. Because right now, even if Josh could go somewhere to get help by the NFL, I would prefer that because now he's ostracized. He's away from the team. Like, you think it's getting ready to get better for him now? No, his life is getting ready to get worse because he's not going to have the resources to be able to reach out. And the reason why are we still drug testing? Oh, we don't have a reason. The collective bargaining agreement right now, the NFL would probably give it to the players, but they're going to, what are you going to give us on the way back? But it's time now for the league and the players to be able to come together. Marijuana is not something that's going to enhance someone's play. We know just from medical wise, it's helping millions and millions of people around the world. Now, I'm not trying to say this would help Josh, but I'm trying to tell you the handful of players that are entrapped and have addiction issues, we see it. Now where are they? They flunked the test, they're out the league. Are we helping them? No, we're not helping them. So for me, it's very, very disappointing. It's disappointing that Josh, it's disappointing that Oakland, the wide receiver in Oakland, Martavius, because someone is going to be a lot like myself and they want help and going to do it right. These guys haven't been able to do it. They still need help. I wish there's some kind of way we as the league, we as a group of a fraternity of brothers that play this brutal game. I wish we could help them. But now that he's outside the team, I don't think we're going to be able to help him. But this is addiction at its best. The guy had everything in the world. I'm dressing next to Tom Brady. Man, Tom Brady, if Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, Tom Brady's getting ready. We could walk off in the sunset with him, and he still can't get it right. It lets you know the power and what addiction, how it destroys families, associations, businesses, and teams. This hurt the New England Patriots.
Well, I mean, it's hard to add much to that. But what I will say is I know there's been, because we treat different addictions different ways. And if we have seemingly a lot of empathy right now in this country for opiate addiction, right? And not nearly as much empathy for someone that might be a crack cocaine addict, which was, I know, what you struggled with most notably. And I think the most important key is that it is all fruit of the same poisonous tree. And it's not that I do have enormous empathy for Josh Gordon. I know people are going to say, oh, he blew it, he wasted it, he's going to, man, fine. But it is so clearly something he cannot control. And my only hope would be, you mentioned when he signed, you said, I hope he is or someone is the next Chris Carter. At this point, the best hope for Josh is that he could be the next Ryan Leaf. A guy that does hit bottom, finds his way to the other side.
Not in the realm of football.
Well, not in the realm of football playing, but then uses his experience to try to help and counsel and teach other people. One of the biggest problems with Josh is, and people have enabled him, people did not help him because football was always the carrot, all right? And it should have been about life. But when I went through my rehab stint, it was about trying to get my life together and trying to have the tools that you can be successful. And it's hard as hell. You think he meant to get up and do that? You think he meant to let those people down?
That's the ongoing saga with addiction. Is all we do is let people down. All we do is break our promises, and that's how strong it is. And the kid needs help. He does not need football. He needs help. He needs tools that he can be able to say no. No to those drugs, no to the world, and yes to his opportunities, yes to relationships. That's what's so upsetting about me, is the lack of just understanding. This is what addicts do. They don't show up to work. They lie. They deceive. That's what they do. But addicts need help. Myself, I need help. Josh needs help. And I hope that he's able to continue this long, long battle, because there is no cure. The day you're cured is the day they put it out. I don't have this more figured out yet, and I've been in it 28 years. So do I have empathy? Yes, I have empathy for everyone out there, every parent, every mother that sees their son or daughter shooting up. Yes, I have empathy, because I know that there is a way. I do know that it works. And the power to have that in your life, to be able to wake up, to be like, no, I'm not going to be a prisoner. I'm going to control my decision. I'm going to control the things that I do, and I'm going to do something great with my life. That's what Josh needs. He needs to do something great with his life. Forget football. That will pass away. But the decisions and the power to make good decisions on a daily basis, that to me is the key to this. And I just hope that he's able to continue. I hope that he doesn't give up. I hope people don't give up on him. It's a tough situation. And he's put the Patriots in even a tougher situation, because there is no game plan for this. They might lie to us. Oh, yeah, we're going to do. Okay. You watch when they go on the field. You know what? They're a less talented football team. The Crafts, Belichick, right now they are scrambling, because their goal every year is to win a Super Bowl. They're not in the help me business. They got in the help me business because they needed a wide receiver. Now they still need a wide receiver as they move forward.
Powerful words. CC, thanks. And we do wish that Josh Gordon gets the help. He needs much more. First things first right after this.